You're pretty safe, okay? Now, anyway, I hated him, and he hated me. And I mean, seriously, hatred. We wouldn't even stand in the same picture together. It was blood curse. I mean, bad. And I went, wow. And this guy drove me to excel. There's no way I was gonna let him be in better shape or better this. I don't care if you're Mr. Olympia. Hell with you. Keep going back. Oh, all right, I may not have this, I'll get better abs. Something. See, the point is, he drove me to excel. I drove him to excel. We drove each other nuts. I mean, seriously. Now as older men, we're like this. But it's like Ali Fraser. Everyone needs a good adversary. I mean, I wake up jealous of everybody. I go, you know, hell with you, man. I don't want that guy to succeed. Fuck him. You know, seriously, to this day, my wife goes, why don't you know what? You don't have to prove anything. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. You got to prove every day. Every day. Because you're human. You have an ego. Yeah, that's what I think about psychiatrists. I go, Jesus, it's great. I went to the shrink today. Oh, I now understand why my dad didn't hate me. And then the next day, someone insults you. You hate me now? Well, back to the shrink. There we are. So it's an ongoing thing. You know what I mean? It's never copacetic. It's battle. It's war. Some days you're happy. Some days you just want plague. You're just like, this is terrible. My life is a disaster. But that's all part of it. That's when you use the fear thing. That's when you fight through it. Because believe me, even I don't care. I've seen billionaires miserable. And I've seen guys pulling a rickshaw happy. All right? So money doesn't buy you happiness. It helps if you're not mental. If you're mental and you're miserable, that's who you are. Because money, success, here's what I think money does. Money, when you're really rich, it allows you to be the schmuck nature intended you to be. The asshole nature intended you to be. Seriously, I've come across so many guys that, like, when they're struggling, they're actors, and they go, okay, I got a job, this is all I'm really doing. And then they become successful, and it's like, what do you mean? I already have green M&Ms. What do you have there? I don't want champagne. Don't look at me when I go to the bathroom. I mean, for real. They become autographed. Come on, man, can't you see I'm eating my food? Get away from me. You go, whoa, these are people that made you, shithead. But that's how it works. I'm serious. People change. But my point is they were always like that. And money allowed them to be the schmuck nature intended them to be. Okay? So, anyway, I don't know. We've covered a lot of subjects. I could talk and talk and talk. But I guess some of you would like to ask some questions. Am I right? Okay. Autograph. Hey, can't you see I'm eating? Hey, did I ask you for an autograph? Huh? Okay. Over the top. My elbow still hurts from that movie. So, picture.
Ultra VIP.
Oh, I see that. Thank you. Of course I will. All right, who has some questions? Okay.
Hello, Mr. Stallone. Thank you for your time and sharing your experiences with us. You're obviously an influence to everyone around here. Can you share with us some of your influences in your life?
That last part I did not hear. Can I share what?
Influences in your life.
Okay, influences. Good question. Influences. I wanted to be like a really good athlete. So I would always identify with strength. And I was not strong, I was skinny. So an influence that changed my life. I went to a movie theater and I went to see a guy named Steve Reeves who was playing Hercules. And I saw, oh my God, this is the man I would like to be. So just that little bit of influence didn't change my psyche, but it gave me a point of view. It said, I want to go in that direction. So from that point on, at 12 and a half years old, I became really involved in the physique, which eventually paid off down the line. So one thing led to another. So that was a major influence. Other than that, I tell people, you know, it's tough to respect other people too much. When, you know, he's my idol. Nah, I didn't have a lot of idols. Because I think I've met too many people to realize they're just human. Their feet are clay. They're not that special. They got a break, or they're in a movie, so you know they look extraordinary. But when you really see them behind the scenes, they got the same problems as you. So I never looked at them as being godlike. Really, I'm telling you, we're very, very similar. Very similar. Next.
Mr. Stallone, how are you?
All right. Okay.
I gotta say that you've been a big motivator to me because your story, you've dealt with ADD all your life, so have I. April 26th, I stopped somebody from committing suicide on TTC platform. My name is John Paul Attard, the CEO of the Creative Excellent Outcome. It's for people who battle with mental health.
Right.
I want to say thank you. It's because you, I'm on the road right now promoting my story, I Am Strong, which is taking social media. How do I market my story on mental health? Because I did a talk in Buffalo, New York. I'm getting CEOs to talk for mental health. I'm off to Europe in May. Do you recommend an agent?
You're obviously you have a website, right?
Yes, Rock Army.
So you know, from great oaks, from little acorns grow. You got to start out that way. Believe it or not, like attracts like, and if your story is sincere, which I'm sure it is, people will slowly start to gravitate to you. People with a like story. That's that. Otherwise, I wouldn't know how else to do it unless you go on YouTube and start planning, you know, videos, and people will find it. People will find it.
My story's on YouTube right now, and it's growing thanks to you.
Thank you. You gotta be blind. Oh my God. That's my Achilles heel. Was okay. Oh my God, Jesus. Oof. Seriously, I look like, damn, I look like clay that fell off the table. Okay, here we go.
Okay, we have a question to your left.
Mr. Stallone, I gotta say I've been your biggest fan growing up. I grew up watching it with my dad as a young kid, and two passion things were Rocky and sports. I'm pursuing my passion as the fantasy football counselor, and you know, I lost my dad in 2015. It's been a big driver for me, but you play a big part of my heart with your movies when I train. But my question is, I get a lot of no's and stuff, finding sponsors for my podcast and breaking through. I know I'm gonna succeed, but I feel like I'm not there. How do you break through? I put effort every day, but I haven't hit it. How do you break through? Please.
For your podcast.
Podcast and my brand, I really want to shine.
You gotta do something outrageous. You gotta do something outrageous. I mean, something to the point where you go, oh, as long as they're talking about you, that's all that counts. Right. I don't care if you look around. For example, you'll see some of these UFC fighters. They come in with green hair. Right. If they came in with black hair, you go, another fighter. But you sort of remember them. They better win with green hair, you know what I mean? Because they can look like a schmuck. But the point is, something audacious, okay? Like, I came in, my name was Sylvester Stallone. Friggin' horrible growing up. So when I went to New York, I changed it to Michael. Blending in, see what I mean? I went back to Sylvester. You can't forget it. It's like Humphrey Bogart. So do something outrageous, different with colors, noise, you know what I mean? Think Muhammad Ali, right?
Yeah.
Squeaky wheel gets the most oil.
Thank you. Love you, man. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Hi, my name is Valentina Sichko, and I was wondering, to become an actress, and I was wondering, is it never too late to become an actress? And
What does it take to become an actress?
yeah, like Yeah.
Okay. First it takes heart, energy, and humor. You have to be able to have thick skin before you even go in there. I think some of the best actresses and actors in the world quit. They don't get out of Oklahoma. They don't get out of Nebraska because they cannot take rejection. Can you take rejection?
Like what do you mean?
Can you take a serious mental beatdown? Because that's what it's going to take.
Well, nobody's gonna beat me. I believe in myself. I just believe in myself.
All right, so you beat yourself up. Okay, as long as you can take it. But seriously, that's the first thing. Second thing is, you have to finish. You can't say, I want to do Shakespeare, opera, musical comedy, dramedy, tragedy. No. At one time, I came in, I want to be like dramatic actor. So I do Fist, and actually Rocky's a drama. But then I said, I want to be a specialist. I want to do action films, period. Because they translate into every language. Dramas don't. Comedies, forget it. It just doesn't work for me. So I said, action. So my point with you is, focus on a certain niche and be great at that. Whether you play the ingenue, you play kind of a bitchy girl, you play the nice girl, see what I mean?
Thank you.
And you perfect that.
Mr. Stallone, on behalf of all the special ed teachers out there, I thank you. I am so inspired by you, and I want to know, is there something that you need to say to all these special ed children? I also work with children who need referrals for speech impediments and all kinds of learning disabilities. So what can you say to them?
About children with problems, right?
Anything to inspire.
Well, I have an autistic kid, so I know what that's about. And we're also, a lot of these kids don't feel sorry for themselves. The parents feel more sorry for themselves than they feel sorry for themselves. So understand that as long as these children are cared for and feel loved, what can you possibly want? And so literally, I'm writing about that in the movie Creed we're doing right now. A child is born with an impairment, and I'm trying to tell the parents, if that's the way it's going to be forever with this impairment, would you still love the person? I go, how could you say that? I go, would you still love this child knowing that it's impaired? He goes, of course I would. Then I go, stop feeling sorry for yourself then. That kid's not feeling sorry for himself. Okay? Thank you.
Hi. Rocky has helped inspire so many people. What keeps you motivated and inspired?
Oh, man. I just think I haven't hit bottom, you know? What keeps me inspired is when you go, Jesus, why don't I just retire and manage the art of leisure time? I feel like I'm still not there.
You're gonna get your Oscar!
You know what I mean? You guys should be, you cannot be satisfied. If you're a real entrepreneur, there is no finish line, as they say. I used to say, like, I'm gonna keep climbing this mountain, and I have. I've gotten as high as I can get in my profession. Done. Did it. Done. We won the Oscar, got accolades, got a wonderful family, got lots of money. Still, I'm hungry. So what you do, in your brain, you build another mountain. You try to set something that's so friggin' impossible to get to, it keeps you interested. So that's what I do.
What's your mountain?
Another question to your left.
Hello, Mr. Stallone. Very quick, twofold question. What's your greatest disappointment in life, and what is your greatest accomplishment in life?
Ooh, greatest disappointment in life. Wow. I would have to say, I think I could have been a much better parent. I think I could have been. I know. So learn from me, because at the time, when you're like 30 years old, the world is like a big piece of raw meat and you gotta go after it. It's, you know, the survival of the fittest. You know, you grab life by the throat and you wanna rip it out because this is your moment, 20 to 30, 30 to 40. I mean, that's your prime, 25 in there. So other things suffered. And if I had to go back again, I would have understood that it's gotta be balanced, man. It's like juggling. You can't just juggle one ball. You got to juggle all the balls. And I would have been a much better guy. So there's always that regret. And I think that's part of human nature. I think we all feel that. But Jesus, there's just something we got to do it on our own. We got to figure out things on our own, no matter. Isn't it? This is a thing that gets me all the time. We all spend our lives learning from our mistakes. Okay. And we try to pass that knowledge on to your kids, to your brother, to your sister. You go, don't do that. I made the same thing. No way. It's different now, Dad. And they have to go out and learn the hard way. And that's one of the most difficult things in the world is like, why am I here? If I can't pass on knowledge, I'm as broken as a light bulb that doesn't work. But that is it. If I could have just passed on some of my knowledge and this and that, I felt I would have been a better father, so I should have stayed at it. And last question.
Good evening, Mr. Stallone. Thank you for all those movies, very inspiring and motivating. I guess my question is, what do you think mentally, spiritually, physically, when you're going through, say, a tough time, you're rock bottom, when you're there, the only way to go is up, but mentally, spiritually, physically, how do we get back up there?
Okay, you have to go through I go through self-pity. I feel it. You're miserable. And I think that's important to really wallow in your own misery for a while. And eventually, you're gonna say, okay, I'm gonna either stay miserable or I'm gonna start to pull myself out. Obviously, I'm down in this miserable spot because I made some mistakes or I trusted the wrong people or someone broke my heart. Okay, I learned the hard way. Another scar, thank you very much. And then this is what's going to determine you from being a winner or a loser. So obviously you care about it, so you're a winner. And you got to say, you know what? I'm coming back. And no, seriously, even if you got to freaking lie to yourself, I'll tell you something, I hate writing. I'm here because I write. I'm not a natural writer. I'm semi-dyslexic. It's a nightmare. So what I do is, all of a sudden I can't write anymore. I go blank. We've heard about it called writer's block. So what I do is I feel sorry for myself. I start to make excuses. You're getting stupid, you're getting older. And then I say, you know, you're lying to yourself. I go into a room. I go, okay, it's 7 o'clock. I'm not coming out of this goddamn room until 2 in the afternoon, even if I have to sit and look at a blank piece of paper. In other words, I force myself to be with myself. No outlet, no TV, no bullshit. And after a while, trust me, your self-preservation, your ego, your pride is all gonna start to well up again. Just as long as you start spending time with yourself, I'm serious, and don't go, oh, okay, I'm gonna go to the beach and do all this distraction. Focus on you. You are your art object. You're your sculpture. You're the sculptor. You gotta make yourself in the image you wanna be.